all I know. This is what I'm interested in, is what consciousness can tell us about higher dimensions and about the deeper nature of reality. Cleve Baxter discovered that plants respond psychically to emotions and to feelings. He was working in his office late one night. He ran a successful polygraph training facility in New York at the time. He thought his house plant needed some water. Since it was late at night, he did one of those strange things people do when they're tired. He said, I wonder what would happen if I hooked up my plant to my polygraph machine. And he kind of figured, well, the conductivity will increase when I add water to it, so I would expect the trace would go down. But actually he found the trace went through waves and looked very much like a patient or a client having an emotional response to receiving water. That got his curiosity up. Polygraph operators are trained to put their client under stress. That's just their second nature. So the next thought that popped into his mind was, I wonder what would happen if I burned its leaf. Well, to his surprise, without doing anything and without saying anything, the trace went crazy on the polygraph right away. So the plant picked up his thought, and that got his attention. And that started along many years programs of doing research on the ability of plants to receive messages from people. Baxter kept a lot of plants wired up in his home after that, and here is a trace showing what happens when he broke an egg to put in his dog's food dish. When he broke the egg, basically he killed the fertilized cell in the egg. The plant responded with a big pulse right there on the trace. The plant was empathetic to the destruction of the egg. Baxter also found that if you pour living brine shrimp into boiling water, plants respond. Anyway, there's a lot more to it, as you probably know. It's fascinating research, but it shows even plants have this ability. As there's